Say you down, you gotta stand up and fight. Oh, you gotta stand up. Oh, you fight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they
Oh, you fight.
In person is so much more beautiful.
Yeah, you know that's just stuck with me.
Sasuke caught up with Gara, and Gara turned into that strange looking monster thing. We got audio now? Yep. Yeah, I'm early stages. Yeah. We got audio now? I'm good. My bad, y'all. We had some technical difficulties, so let's do this all over again. Um, y'all on the world's, y'all tuned into the world's
know what I mean? I
experience.
know somebody about to be pissed off about that, but it
Uh-oh.
ain't even that deep. That's not what I mean by it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, like I said, it's all hypothetical.
Just
It's not,
because, like at this point, like I feel like the dating world is so trash right now that you gotta establish the communication and intimacy like out the gate. Like I'm not stepping into shit if I don't already kind of know who the person is.
yeah, I think it's best like in any situation is to be upfront about your intentions.
Right.
Like people are so afraid to be upfront about their intentions. I always liken
Like,
it
I
to
hate the talking phase.
always liken it to like if you watch like Happy Days or one of them old school shows, like they'll be talking to like multiple people and everybody's cool with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, Richie's going out on a date. He'll tell Susie like, yeah, I got a date with so and she ain't tripping. Like,
Right.
cause I think now people have expectation that date means sex. I think that's why. But back in that time, it was like, no, I'm really courting. Like, so
Right. Well,
like,
well
if I-
see, that's a thing. That's a thing. Like right now, like a lot of women, they want to be courted because they tired of just like dating, and either it's a hookup and fling
Right.
type shit or
Yeah.
whatever, you know. But
I
then
think that's the
there's
way
a
it
lot
should
of
be.
men that's tired of women that's just looking for that type of shit as well.
yeah,
So like, I feel like society's kind of coming full
Shifting.
circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's coming back to courting.
I think it should be though. Like, because if I'm applying for a job, I might have to take multiple interviews. I think a relationship should be just as extensive in the getting to know someone process. Like, I think, you know, I mean, before you get with someone, you should know that you have like things in common,
Right.
because looks are very in the moment. You know what I mean? Like that stuff
Exactly.
passes, but you got to have those other things in common to sustain a true longevity
Exactly.
in relationships. You got to have like at least some type of common beliefs. You don't have to have all the same things in common, but you got to
Right.
have like at least be on the same page about things.
See, something that I've recently learned is like you have to make sure that you are kind of in the same area when it comes to like your faith or your spirituality.
Yep.
Because that's going to be the same shit that like down the line, like years down the line, it's going to be a big ass issue because
Yep.
then you're thinking about the deeper parts of the relationship.
Or even children.
Exactly. You know, and so like I'm not going to say that you have to be the same faith to date someone,
No,
but
not
you
at
have to
all.
have the same respect for each other's
Right,
faith, and you
100%,
got to have
bro.
the same understanding of your faith.
100%.
And
And like,
not to sound super preachy, but that's like
no, I think that's
life or death
I
for
think
a
that's relevant.
relationship.
I think that's relevant. And the funny thing is, we're having this conversation. That was one of the things I noticed about whenever I first met you. Whenever I heard you speaking and talking to Jesse, it reminded me a lot of me. Things I would say, or you know what I mean. And I knew sometimes when you meet people, you know that they're your people. You know that they're people that you can, you know what I mean, hang out with, you'll be cool with. And I knew
Right.
that from hearing you talk and where your mind was and the way that you spoke about things, that we were kind of in the same wavelength, if you will.
respect. Respect.
In that regard, because you know what I mean, bro, I'm a hippie at heart, in the sense that I just want to love everybody and be peaceful. You know what I mean? Let's spark up a joint and have a great conversation and eat some great food, get some great drinks, and
Right.
and make it a vibe. And that's all I want to do is vibe with people. You know what I mean? And love on people and you know what I mean, just make it a good experience. You know what I mean, when I'm around. And
Yeah.
I heard a saying that people often may not remember their exact experiences with you, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
And that always stuck with me. And I always wanted people to have a good feeling whenever they encounter me or whenever they think of me or whenever they see me. Like, oh, yeah, bro, made you
Yeah.
feel good last time I seen him. You know?
See, that's something that I've been trying to focus on here recently.
I see the comments, but I can't see y'all comments, so forgive me.
I've been working on that a lot here recently, just in the sense of like I want to love everybody, and to a reasonable extent, I'll do anything for anybody.
Right.
But I had to start getting better at my discernment when it came to dealing with people or understanding when I'm being an enabler or when they're
Yeah.
taking advantage.
Yeah, yep.
Because if you don't learn your personal boundaries in that area, like you're just going to end up hating people.
Right. Yep.
And that's kind of where I fell into for a second there. Like the real reason that I just kind of fell back was because it was like I was just hating like
everyone.
the planet itself.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and it's just like I had to sit down, simmer, and address a couple things internally.
Yeah.
And now
It's good to do some
I'm cool with
self-inventory.
being by myself now. Like,
Well, no, that's once again that kind of lends back to what I was saying about you, because it's good to have some self, some introspect, and understanding who you are, and do some self inventory. It's very important. And,
Exactly.
you know, not everybody can do that. Not everyone can be alone, bro. I know you've met people.
It's tough.
I've met
low-key.
people. You know, what I mean, I don't want to say just females because it's not just y'all, but mostly females. I find some guys too, but they have to be in relationships all the time. You know, what I mean, people like
Yeah.
relationship hop because they can't be with themselves. They can't be by themselves.
Exactly that, or they only can understand love or forms of affection through obligation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like whenever you like people don't realize that when you get in a relationship, it's
I see you, Bobby,
basically
but I can't
it's
see.
signing a contract. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you agree to stick by these terms with this person for this length of time or whatever. You know what I mean? And the goal is to continue developing that contract.
Right.
But people see it more as like an arrangement or like a verbal kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
I say we doing this, but the day I don't, nothing matters.
Right.
Like it's still gonna hit you the same. You still gonna need half that time you were in whenever
Yeah.
you're out. You know, like you gotta address yourself, or you just gonna be in the same relationship with a different person each time.
Each time, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. What they say, you're always gonna take yourself with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So whatever demons that you was fighting prior to, you're gonna carry them into the next thing. So it's definitely good to work that shit out within. You know what I mean? Look, we turned this bitch into a therapy session.
Exactly.
But yeah, nonetheless,
But-
man. So as far as music go, bro, what was your start into that? How'd you get into music, bro? What was your introduction into the hip hop world?
So growing up, I was actually more of like a sketch artist or like a comic book artist, like stuff like that. Like
Okay,
I would
word.
just put stuff together, and like I was real infamous for drawing like ships and stuff, like frigates and fucking ships to the line and like old British warship type shit.
Like pirate ships, shit like
Right.
that, yeah.
You know, and I went into honors art for that and started doing like graffiti and things like that. And I learned that my cousin, who's the same age as me, we basically grew up as like twins. He was
Cousin
going
that was like
to-
your brother.
literally, like basically,
Yeah.
you know. And so, longtime family friend, Eric Jordan, the Norman Jordan African American Arts and Heritage Academy.
Okay.
It's like this summer program. It's a week, and everybody that's attending gets to learn about Black history and culture and experiences, while focusing on like you could be there for instruments, you can be there for singing, for dance, for art,
So it's
for
basically
hip-hop,
just creative arts.
literally. And he and 66240 were the ones that were doing the audio visual. My cousin, the year he went, he decided to do it, and me and him have been going back and forth like rapping and whatnot. We used to watch a lot of YouTube rappers. He's the one that put me onto like Traffic and shit like that, and Timothy De La Ghetto. And I went the next year for art. The year after, me and him both ended up going for the audio visual. And
What was the intent behind getting into the audio visual?
I was like, fuck it. I want to try to do like hip hop. I want to try to like make a song or some shit or record something.
Okay. So you was
'Cause-
thinking about making like music videos basically.
Right. Like
Okay.
whenever I was in like middle school and high school, I'd sit at the table and just like write rhymes and shit to like beats that I have in my head or something.
yeah.
Like, you know, it was the like MP3 age. So you could just kind of sit back and listen to some shit you ripped offline
Mm-hmm.
on your fucking iPod that wasn't touchscreen. And
I remember it very well. Yeah,
Like,
you had
dog.
the little dip. Yeah.
I had the little like Sansa shaker for the longest
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, I had that joint too. Yep.
But like I'd have like NWA beats and like Jeezy and Gucci Mane type beats.
Yeah.
And I would just write to those. And we got around to doing it. I ended up really liking it. And a lot of what he taught me is what I still do whenever I'm practicing or whatever, whenever I'm writing.
Can you share that with us? What the process is?
Basically, like just focus on the bars themselves. Like how do they go across the page? How do they line up? Like I still can't count.
Oh, the visual aspect of it.
Literally, you know what I mean? Like how does it work as a story, or what are you trying to convey? Or even if you're just writing some bullshit, like how are you trying to say it? Like he's the one that taught me about like tonality and presence
like
on
delivery.
stage and
Delivery, yeah. Cadence.
literally
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like memorize your shit before you go to record it.
Right.
So that way you can get the organic cadence that you've learned
Yeah.
versus what you think you wrote.
Right.
You know, and just little shit like that. Like
That's an
reciting the
important one.
bars in the mirror and shit, so that way you can see what you look like when you're saying them on stage. Like,
That's an important one because you'll get stuck in the studio like that, right? Because you wrote it down and it felt good when you wrote it down, but when you start spitting it to the beat while you're in the booth, it doesn't come out the way that you wrote it down, or it's not in the same vein as the beat. Like you're not on the same rhythm, or you're not on the same cadence as the beat.
like at this point, I can write an album a day, but what takes the most time is like learning how to get the cadence down, how to get the delivery, the tonality, inflection, stuff like that, so that way you can make it more precise.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because anybody can say anything on a page, but you have to be able to convey that shit, like
For sure.
paint the story.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why, like, even if you're not a lyrical artist, it's the way you're on a beat, or it's the
for
way
sure.
that you blend with the production.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. I think like that's what made like whack rap popular back in the days, because like some of those guys, like they knew how to ride the hell out of a beat. Like they weren't saying nothing,
Right.
but they ride the hell out of that beat. And like they had fire ass ad libs, so it just made it fire. Like so, like you said,
Exactly.
sometimes it's not about what you say; it's about how you saying it and how you kicking it and how you riding that beat. That'll make people like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm vibing with this.
I feel like a lot of the hip hop that's come out over the last couple years, like people attribute it to like trap genre, but when you really break it down, looking back at like the majority of the shit we listened to growing up, it's actually like crunk and like
Yeah.
snap music and shit like that.
That's fair. Yeah,
Like, cause actual trap music is lyrical as fuck.
yeah.
It can be.
No, I agree with that. I
You know,
think
it's-
I
it's
think
more of
Ti
like-
and Jeezy and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, the guys that we associate with trap, even Gucci. I'm a big Gucci fan, as most people know. Even Gucci, like that stuff is lyrical. You know what I mean? Like you said, that
like,
stuff.
like OG trap would be like fucking J Electronica teaming up with fucking Zaytoven or some shit.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Zaytoven got a whole bunch of Zaytoven has a whole bunch of collabs. Come to find out, I went to a whole Zaytoven deep dive the other day. He's got an album with Lecrae. I suggest y'all check that out. Zaytoven and Lecrae have an album together, which is crazy to me. Which is super fire.
Did you hear Lecrae's response to "Watch the Party Die"?
No, no.
All right, so you got to listen to that shit because he went the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like he went the fuck off. Definitely worth the listen. And it was crazy because, you know, like it makes sense if you listen to Kendrick Lamar that he bring up Christian hip hop artists, but it's still wild to hear it presented on such a wide platform. You know what I mean? Like that's like the biggest secular artist out right now,
Right.
aside from like Drake and Jay-Z and shit like that. But like he's up there.
He's probably
So
yeah, he's
to
probably
get
bigger
the
than-
random like stray shot cosign,
Yeah.
it says a lot about not only that person's work ethic, but also the type of character
Mind
the
if I
artist
use
mentioned.
your lighter, bro?
Yeah, you good. Like it says a lot to the character of the artist that's mentioning it because that's a specific type of deep dive.
For sure.
Like you focused on your mindfulness, your faith, your spirituality. Like you a clean human, low key.
Now, so when you get into the industry beats, you said you're listening to like NWA beats, Gucci beats, all that type stuff.
Yeah.
You started writing. Is that when you started recording around the same time, or you're still just writing, messing around a little bit?
So I was still just kind of like backpack rap shit. You know what I mean? Like if I could get a speaker, I play the beat that I wrote to, and like I'd go off what I had on the paper.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it was, I want to say like 2012 or 2013 when I started actually like recording. And that was real cool. You know, that was like the Dat Piff era. And so
Yeah, hell
I was
yeah.
going by Herodotus Green at that time.
What was it?
Herodotus Green.
Karate. One more time.
Herodotus Green.
Herodotus Green. Okay.
So like Herodotus is the father of history.
Okay.
And then Green was just, I don't know, some whatever the fuck. It was a cool name. It was the weird name, last name era of hip hop. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah.
Thelonious
Joey
London
Badass.
and shit. Right.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
and so like I was like, all right, cool. I'm Herodotus Green. And I don't know, like it was a cool phase, but like I was a lot more nasally in my tonality. Like I was doing more of like a Shock G kind of approach for the most part. And then
It's a good name. It's a good one to pull out. Yeah. Okay.
And then when it comes to like topic matter, like I didn't know how to like reduce it enough to be more like palatable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not dumbing it down in totality, but just like, all right, like most people ain't gonna understand what the fuck you talking about.
How'd you come to that conclusion? Like, once again, I mean, that goes back to your self-awareness, right, though, but how were you able to come to that conclusion that you had to tone it down a little bit?
I mean, most people wouldn't be mentioning like 5th century civil wars and shit. You know what I mean? Like that's just not in the front of people's heads.
Right.
So I was like, all right, let me find a different way to like slip this stuff in, but make it more approachable instead of it being like a nigga reading a scroll to you on a mic. Like,
You didn't think that was just palatable to the people? Like, the people aren't gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just in terms of technique, delivery, shit like that, like a lot has matured since fucking
You still got that music around? That Piff done killed the whole.
it's probably still on Dat Piff because
You
that's
know
when you
Dat
could
Piff
just
ain't
push
around
it.
no more,
It's
bro.
not. Oh, then
Oh,
that
you
shit
don't know,
gone.
man. This is
That
a
shit-
heartbreak.
Look, I stay in the house. I stay in the house.
Hey, listen, that Piff is gone, bro. It's gone the whole way. I know a lot of artists, all of us was broken up about that. I got music on there that I can't access, but yeah, man.
God damn.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Dat Piff.
Yeah, that
Shit.
swear. Yeah.
All right, so wait, the people is Napster and Jamster still around? Because they had the sites up
I
forever.
don't know.
They had that shit up forever.
I don't know.
I remember I used to
Good
look that bitch up just because. And then LimeWire tried to make a comeback. I feel like that was an industry shutdown because I already knew what the fuck was up.
Well, it's crazy, right? Because the industry was so against those sites, LimeWire, Napster, and all of those things, but it really ushered in the age of streaming music as we know it, right?
Yeah.
Because they were so far ahead of their time, and the industry really thought that was going to be the end of it, but really it rebirthed the music industry as we know it today, and allowed the industry to rob us blind.
People got used to like the convenience of being able to just find whatever song you want.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the LimeWire days, you might get the song you look for. It might be some wild shit. It might be that peanut butter jelly time video. But like,
Bro, I used to be so upset.
like getting rickrolled when you're downloading it is crazy, and it's already on the CD and shit. Like,
Bro, I used to be so upset. I had to there was this Eminem song that I downloaded. It was off of the Eminem show. I think it was the D12 it was the D12 track on there, which I love. And all I remember is if I was to die murdered in cold blood tomorrow, would you feel sorrow, show love, or would it matter? Never be. And that was the only verse, and it would just play over and over and over and over again.
Shit.
I'm like, I want the rest of the song. Where is the rest of this song at?
see,
I had a couple instances like that with that site.
nah, there'd be a couple times where like you download a song, and it'd be like the FBI tracker warning or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, is this one of the fucking jokes online or is this some real shit? Because LimeWire, like, it was getting dark towards the end there.
Yeah.
Like they were actually watching that shit.
Yeah. It's all good now though.
I still got
Like I
a
said-
stack of blank CDs like this.
Yeah. I don't think I have any CDs right now currently anywhere.
Then the fucking jewel cases.
Damn. Yep. I remember I put my whole first mixtape all on blank CDs. Just burnt the hell out of them bitches all night.
Hell yeah.
Handwriting.
But see, that one thing that's convenient today is you can just hop online and like have a bunch of CDs made, or you could get vinyls made. It costs a lot,
Yeah.
but
You could have did it back then too. They had the duplication and replication, but
true. But I mean, like,
bros
you could
wasn't
just
trying to
order
pay.
that
I
shit.
wasn't trying to pay that much money.
Like, yeah, send me like 250 CDs to
Yeah.
my door,
Yeah.
already burnt. I just
Yeah.
have to package them.
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah! So you're doing the you're doing the freestyles. When did you start recording music? When did that take place for you? How did that come about?
I say on a serious note, more so like 2015, 2016. I was working with Michael Lewis King, MLK.
Shout out MLK.
Very, very cool people.
Yeah, man.
That's one of those like that's one of those few people that I know if some shit's going on, or even if it's not, like I know I can count regardless. Like I know that's somebody like they really got me. That's appreciated
Yeah.
because it gets rarer the older you get. You know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
And yeah. So
People
we
are
had
so
started-
self-serving, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and not realizing it. There's a lot of selfish people in the world that do shit selfishly, and they're convinced they're doing it for someone else.
Right.
But it really, like, the act only serves to stroke their ego.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother conversation.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, we can get into it. For sure.
But yeah, we started recording like 2015, 2016, and that's when I did like Marionette, which was my first like full project with a concept, and then the next was like the Doomsday EP, which it was all like MF Doom beats and shit.
Oh, okay.
And then I did a couple projects with Monster Lung, one of which was Modicum, which was like just like a 3-piece, but the whole point was the idea of like win loss, like just like having fun with the idea.
How was that for you at that time? How was the reaction that you were getting from the people you were hearing it, your peers and the audience at that time?
It was definitely getting better. Like I won't say that it was ever like high numbers or anything.
Yeah.
But it definitely like the quality of the reaction, the interest afterwards, that started to kind of grow because I had started to understand how to like songwrite and how to do shit. Like it took me forever to learn hooks and bridges. That was like 2020. But
Could you feel the growth? Could you notice it right away, or
yeah,
it just looking back in hindsight you could see it now?
like definitely in hindsight. But you know how like at the time you do something and you realize that like you've progressed the direction, you just don't really know which way it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was that kind of feeling where it's like, all right, so
I know this ain't what it was.
right, like this is better than the last one, but is it just different from the last one? Like that kind of. Nah, I'm alright. I appreciate you.
Yeah, yep.
But basically, yeah, like I could feel it, especially on the Marionette one, because I thought at that time I was going through some deep shit, but it fueled a lot of the writing and the themes across the project, and
Like
things-
life experience fueled it.
right.
Yeah,
You know, that was the first one where like I had something to write from rather than just about.
yeah.
And then
Did that change the way that you approached it? That you had something to write from? Did it change your process?
yeah,
Yeah.
because then it became less a projection of the music I would like to make and more of just like the music that I was making.
You were coming into your own.
Right. Like
Yeah.
that I'd say that I definitely found my definition of artistry or began to find my definition of what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And then I say the biggest change in terms of artist growth was 2020 when I started working with Gems. I had been working with Elder Sarcastic One, immaculate fucking boom bap producer, flip a sample like you ain't seen before. He's like fucking alchemist around here for real.
Nice. That's what's up.
And between the two of them, I don't know, I got like my old school outlet where I could just like go off fucking hinges, off fucking rails, and just spit whatever the fuck I wanted.
Is that your comfort zone?
Definitely, because again, like more of being like a freestyle rapper
Yeah.
versus, and then I grew up on nothing but like East Coast and Deep South shit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. What are some of your influences? Like, who would you listen to that you like? Maybe not try to emulate, but they inspired you after you heard them. Like you're like, y'all want to write a verse now. Who were some of those people for you? Like your inspirations?
So I'll group them, so that way it's like different phases and shit. So like early on, it was definitely like Big, Pac, Pun, Big L, Jay-Z. Going forward from there would have been like T.I., Jeezy, Gucci Mane, Nas. And then today it'd definitely be like the Kendrick, Schoolboy Q, Kembe, Absol, Isaiah Rashad, kind of like those kind of sounds.
Yeah.
Outside of hip hop, I listen to a fuck ton of like Mild High Club and like Tame Impala, and then there's like Slaughter to Prevail and shit like that. So like I just bounce around. Sometimes
Yeah.
it might be hip hop, then right after that could be black metal. From there it could be fucking acid pop or some shit, like just whatever the fuck.
No, I noticed that
I
about
love music.
most artists that I have on here, bro. that are true artists. Like they don't just stick to their genre whenever they're listening to music. Especially, I think that's a good way to grow is to listen to other things, and sometimes you might draw inspiration from that stuff.
Exactly.
That'll take you out of your comfort zone because you'll start to lean into trying different sounds and melodies that you may have heard from something else. That's a good way to expand your sound, to grow your sound, and kind of make it your own. You know what I mean? It's taking some things from other things and lending it into your sound.
I'd say one of my favorite people when it comes to like big artists that display that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say one of the ones that's up there is Yachty, just because like motherfucker will pop up anywhere on anything, just trying it and having fun, and like you have to respect that because he's only restricted by what the fuck he want to do. And then Childish Gambino,
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's like the fucking king of reinventing
Donald Glover is a fucking genius, bro.
in general.
I love Donald Glover.
In general.
I try to hit bro up about doing a movie. I got this crazy movie idea I want to do with him. If you're seeing this, Donald Glover, hit me up, bro. We got this work to do. Want to get Lakeith Stanfield? I got some ideas for you, bro. But
Okay.
yeah, Donald Glover is such a he's one of those people you look at and you're like, man, it's unfair that you have that much talent in your body that you can do all of these different
Yeah.
things. But yeah, no, that's a good one to name.
Not
because
effortlessly, but definitely like
at a high level.
It's yes, like it's study, it's talent, it's nature,
Yeah,
but it's also like experience. Like there's a fuck ton of all of that in there.
yeah,
Because like he comes up to it very professionally. Like he's always studied in his role, but you can also tell it's from like a natural source.
Yeah.
Like it's not like acting like you're
trying.
acting like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like he's just expressing himself through that area.
yeah. And like you said, even in his music, it never. You don't know what you're going to get if you pop in a Childish Gambino project. And
Right.
you've
Like
never
it
heard
might be
before.
Redbone, it might be This Is America, it might be Fireflies, it
Right.
might be like you don't know what the hell he's gonna do.
Freaks and Geeks. You don't know what it might be.
Lithonia, like Lithonia. That's another thing. Like I love when like hip hop artists decide to step outside of hip hop. Tyler the Creator, that's another big fucking influence. Like without a shred of doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whenever I first saw like the video for Yonkers, I was just like, yo, that's disgusting. But this nigga's different. Like
Yeah.
like who the fuck does that?
Yeah, I think that is what a lot of people. That's what attracted a lot of people to Tyler's stuff because it was so different. Like, cause he was dope, and it was different.
Right. Like
And if you could put those things together, dope and different together, like it's hard for people not to want to be a part of it or listen to it or be attracted to it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now that we spoke about the music, let's let the people hear the music. What you got going on, bro? I know you sent me an unreleased track, and we said we was gonna play some of the other tracks. But you want to get into I first? Go in chronological order.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm over here with these damn cigarette ashes on me.
That's okay.
It's a foul habit.
Cigarettes on cigarettes.
Vapes are no better.
Vapes are no better.
They just smell better.
They do smell better.
Do you want to burn your lungs or boil them?
Don't smoke, kids. What
Don't
song
smoke.
should we get into off of this I EP?
Shit, let's do Juxtaposition and then the one right before it.
Okay, on.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about this IEP and Juxtaposition, if you could.
So for the IEP, so beginning of 2020, me and Gems just started working on what would become like Hidden Gems, which was like our first like mixtape
Okay,
album.
that's fire.
And then that was real cool. Like we just played around, got to learn like different beats and shit, you know, kind of building the team chemistry there.
Yeah,
And then the other one that we were starting to work on at that time was the UEP, which was like more of like a R&B, you know, like spoken word and shit like that.
mellow, the vibes.
Right.
You bring them vibes, man.
That one ended up dropping like the Valentine's Day of the next year. And between them, we were just like, damn, like we just keep doing like singles and projects and stuff. So I started putting together this EP
Okay.
as kind of like a not like a gap filler, but just like, well, since we dropped for the last couple of weeks straight, we might as well do something else.
Keep the movement going, keep the momentum going.
Right, you know, and we just kind of had fun with it. With Juxtaposition, it's me and my boy DeAndre Hudson, another very talented artist. And I don't know, we was just in there fucked up. Like, genuinely. Like, we have been walking around town with fucking E and J and Coke and shit, just sipping and bullshitting.
Yeah.
I think before we recorded that one, we freestyled over drums for like 3 hours, just bullshitting. James was like, "Hey, y'all wanna record the song yet?" Got on there, started hollering at all kinds of shit. Like, it's just like drunk gobbledygook.
Really
but I
organic.
love it. Like,
We'll call it really organic.
it definitely
organic.
feels like the moment it was made in.
Yeah.
Because it was just chaotic.
Yeah.
And then with Own, I don't know, it was just like 2020 was like the best year of my life in a weird way.
Okay.
Which is fucked up because for everybody else it was so terrible.
Yeah, I know.
But
A
for
lot of
me,
people
it's
will say
like,
that,
damn,
yeah.
like I'm an introvert. There's literally
this is
tumbleweeds in the
ideal.
street.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like there's no one around to bug me. I can just explore the town.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, we just would lock in for sessions for like 12 hours, just kicking back days at a time.
Yeah, that's fire.
You know? And so that was like the most productive year that I'd had.
2020. Shout out to that. So this is Wvlf Jones. I want you to shout out your socials real quick for me, bro. How can people get a hold of you?
Shit. At Wvlf Jones on all platforms. Because metadata is important. Makes your shit match, and you only have to put one thing on a card.
Does help. And this is his IEP. This is streaming on all platforms, bro? Streaming on all platforms. We're going to get into Just a Position featuring DeAndre Hudson.
Stuck in my revenue, won't give me reverence. Fuck with your references, bitch. I stay fresher than most of these cappers. The type of little nigga, I guess that they rapping my bad. Back on their ass like a diaper, nigga. I just watch these toddlers like a babysitter. I'm a go-getter, know these goals different. Trying to break platinum for some gold dentals. Fuck it up like I crashed the rental. I'm the best artist that they won't mention. Leave them agonized, I know it's gut-wrenching. Ass sarcastic, got a gut feeling. I'm back on their ass. How long will it last? I'm not leaving fast. For the dollars I dash. Common sense, I need my comments real fast. Cause like years I pass. They know they caught up, but then I just pass. Yeah, gotta get it, cause my hands been itching. Niggas claim I'm switching, better cut your bitch and never was sneak dissing, they just never listen. Been working hard to attain some bands. They sell their ass like it's only fans, but I don't subscribe unless it's coming back. I hit dollars steady calling, only pennies off my flows. Let the damn break it down, I'm sorry if I overflow. Niggas told me let it go, this shit for my pension, so fuck y'all niggas, I keep building till my towers switch lingo. I hit dollars steady calling, only pennies off my flows. Let the damn break it down, I'm sorry if I overflow. Niggas told me let it go, this shit for my pension, so fuck y'all niggas, I keep building till my towers switch lingo. I reciprocate what I just proposed while I'm juxtaposed from this lamb. My cabana, motherfucker slammer. Rhyme so dope, they smell like garment hammer. I mean, what the fuck, I built my duckets up. Now they acting sus, but they can't. Adjust the dossier, I got a lot to make. Bake the cake and then I hog it all. Used to wanna build a team with niggas, but they work ethic turn cotton soft. Fucking dog, I bought the fucking dog, now I'm rolling with my own wave. Now my ass simply can't rest till my opposition is slave. You search, but I usurp everything my enemies made. Only competition that I got steady putting praise on my name. Yeah, Batman to a Harvey Dam in a swoop down on Two-Face. Yeah, fucking dogs make plays. Paving out my own lane. Me and Jams, y'all remember fam? Only been some weeks, but we back again. Let me punch it down. My team built the win, crushing off the wheel. Motherfucking friends. Oh, and by the way, don't you call me twin? My vendetta, fuck you think this is? Whoa.
Bro, I was smoking like 2 packs in these drinking nothing but dark liquor.
I hit dollars steady calling, only pennies on my flow. Let my damn bring it down. I'm sorry if I overflow. Niggas told me let it go. This shit for my pension, so fuck y'all niggas. I keep building till my tower switch lingo. I hit dollars steady calling, only
Fucking
pennies
Draco,
on my
he
flow.
ripped this shit up.
Damn, bring it down. I'm sorry if I overflow. Niggas told me let it go. This shit for
We
my
was the duo
pension,
for
so
the longest
fuck
time.
y'all niggas. I keep building till my tower switch lingo.
Think about all the things you didn't have. I know, got your job, but you didn't crash. I slow at the beat, Bill. You understand who's real. My shit on ain't in tacos on the beef shit. I'ma eat shit, I'm a demon. Nigga can wait, fuck sleeping. I'm thinking, I'm dreaming for reasons. Need my name all in the meanest. Yeah, I'm conscious thinking, masterpiece and fix a piece, open fall in place. Nigga, I'm not a slave. Make my way, I'm out the way. I be in my lane. Niggas always talking down, but I stay up. I'm in the cut, then I drown in that. Nigga, I don't see you, but what it do? I'm walking forward, they don't looking back. Tryna connect with my fans like Wi-Fi. They always laugh, but it's funny, nigga. Ha 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 ha. When niggas rap and blah 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 blah. Look into the eyes of a monster, bro. Nigga, don't hold back, we feel them bar. This for you, never be too hard. Cause if niggas know you, they gon' pull your card. I forgot I wanna say the blow too hard, but let it go, 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 bitch. Let it go, only panties on my flows. Let the damn break it down. Sorry if I overflow. Niggas told me let it go. This shit from my passion, so fuck you niggas. I keep building till my talents take it out. I ain't gotta let it go. Only panties on my flows. Let it damn it, let me down. I'm living on the low. Niggas tell me let it go. This shit from my passion, so fuck you niggas. I keep building till my talents switch me out. Till my towel switch lingo. Yeah. Till my towel switch lingo.
I cannot do that again.
Till my towel switch
It was for that time.
Bitch.
That was Just a Position featuring DeAndre Hudson off of Wvlf Jones the letter I EP. Make sure y'all stream that one.
That motherfucker was.
Yeah, man, I'm rocking with that. It was good energy too. Like I could definitely
Appreciate
feel what you were saying through that. We want to get into that own. This is off the same EP of the same name, Make sure y'all check this out. And this is the track Own.
This is the one that I learned how to do, like, motion graphics and shit.
Appreciate all y'all tuning in to us tonight here on the world's dopest podcast, the Marley State of Mind podcast, down here at a bunch of Bull Studios as per usual. We had a couple audio problems tonight, but it's all good. We're still rocking. My man Wvlf Jones in the building.
Niggas be acting like bitches be acting like people stay acting like hive minds. I just buy time, waving bye-bye to the old me you niggas never knew. In the living room, plotting on a come up all these fake chains that ain't worth the run up. On the cloud chase, too gassed up. Used to hang with niggas to be masked up. Shit, I backed up, it ain't fit for me. Had to become a new pedigree. Niggas testing me, but keep it low-key. All the ancient drama and this mental trauma in the early morning, too serious. If I don't hit my first cigarette, then my first thoughts are kill cereal. Walking borders, seeking fine lines while I crush the shit that's been designed. I'm that nigga, let it denigrate. I don't lose, I just levitate. Circulate and let it elevate. Heaven sent, over heaven's sake. What is blessing, nigga, what is fate? Hanging up, I guess it's time to skate, oh lord. I said, baby, if you hang me out to dry. Surprise, bitch, I like my own time. I'm staying woke to this shit, I'll be just fine. So never mind, I'm on my own pace. Just another nigga cheesing in the rat race. Just another nigga cheesing in the rat race. A close shake. Niggas been down for years. Reason why now is fuck all of my peers. Ain't giving shit till you let me your ear. My nigga is clear. Scared of me airing them out. You say I doubt. Barely stepped out of the house. Now I'm persuaded the crowd. My name in the air. My thoughts on the system. Back to the lair. Been cracking my vision. Back on the mission. Let her cause schisms. Used to when I fucked the game. Became the side hoe. So here I go. Taking more control. Fuck the rigmarole. Rigor more disorder. Cause I'm more disordered than a Trump supporter. I need more chips to place on my shoulder. Childhood crush. Got the nicest border. Fuck a warm heart. Need a cold border. Keep my points guarded. Need a court order. Screaming oh shit with a forewarning. I said baby if you hang me out to dry. Surprise bitch I like my own time. I'm staying woke to this shit I be just fine. So never mind. I'm on my own pace. Just another nigga cheesing in the rat race. Just another nigga cheesing in the rat race. A close shake.
What's up to everybody tuned in online, checking us out? Appreciate y'all tuning in. I see y'all commenting, but I can't read them because I don't have my glasses on. But we appreciate y'all tuning in to us, checking us out tonight. We got my man Wvlf Jones in the building.
Man, like I said, like 2020 was like a fucking dragon year, low key. Like before, I had been kind of doing more of like a very lyrically dense, not really too much song structure, just like big ass verses and then like repetition style, like chant style hooks.
Oh, okay.
And like that's cool, but after a while you got to start doing something else. You know what I mean? Like you got to branch out a little bit. And
was that the MC in yourself, like challenging yourself?
Yeah, because it's like,
MCing, you
it's like,
challenging
why the
yourself?
fuck can you write this extensive verse, but you can't write a hook?
Right.
Or why are you writing a hook that's basically like a mini verse?
Right.
And like 2020 was when I really started figuring out how to do hooks and bridges. A lot of good mentors, a lot of good friends around. At that particular time, Culture Audio Visual was located on High Street at the old WCLG building. And so all 2020, it was like this mecca for local hip hop where it was just like, we in the old radio station and everybody's coming in and working on shit. And honestly, like, for the longest time, it'd be like me and Spike. And
Shout out Spike. He's
it
in the
would
building.
literally just be like, all right, you was here for 12 hours, word. What about you? Oh, I've been here for like 4. I do like an all day session. This man in the studio, literally like 4 hours before I'm leaving and leaving whenever I'm walking in.
Right.
You know, but everybody
People
had
were putting
time.
in real work.
Literally, like,
Yeah.
so much music got done in 2020, and I don't think anybody realizes it because a lot of folks, like, we kind of the same people in the sense that we'll just have a fuck ton of shit in the vault, like a ridiculous amount of stuff just held up because, and then the time will go by. And granted, you can always drop music. It don't matter how old it is. Like, Thrift Shop was 4 years old when it blew the fuck up. Like,
Yeah, you know what I learned about, like, just because it's old to you don't mean that it's old to other people, and that's the thing that you got to realize.
Right.
And there's 7 billion people in the world. Just because a few hundred or a few thousand or even a few million heard it, there's still a lot more ears to get to.
exactly.
And the thing that opened my eye up, somebody explained it to me in a way that I didn't understand before. It was a couple things. So I didn't realize that Fetty Wap's Trap Queen came out like years before it got big. It came out, and that's why if you notice in the video, he had a baldy. Then when we seen Fetty Wap had like the full dreads because that's how long the song
Yeah.
was out that long.
God damn.
But he just kept pushing it and kept pushing it. And that's why people say, like, you'll hear a lot of different producers and people, industry insiders say, if you feel that you got a song that's really good, never stop pushing it. Just keep pushing that song.
You know, what music videos said, what's your favorite music video in hip hop?
My favorite music video in
Like,
hip
if you
hop?
could just, like, the first one that comes
No,
to your
I'm
mind.
glad you asked. The first one to come to mind is the Kanye West Monster video.
Okay.
I love that fucking video, the concept of it, the
Okay.
monsters, the visualizations, how they were all like on some different type of spooky shit, you know what I mean? I thought that was brilliant, but a close second is 2 Chainz, what the fuck is it called? I just want to Proud. I'm just trying to make my mama proud. They all had their moms in the video.
Yeah. That was fire.
They had their moms in the video acting
was
like
fire.
them.
That was
YG,
fire.
2 Chainz, and I forget which member of the Migos. I don't want to say the wrong one. The Migos fans be coming for me.
I'm going to just say Quavo, because I was around the time.
So I'm gonna just say Quavo.
Fuck it.
Yeah, go ahead. You
know,
you walk out on that limb.
It is what
It was one
is,
of them
man.
niggas for
It
sure.
it was one of them. But it was 2 Chainz. It was Chris
YG.
Brown.
YG.
Yeah.
Those 2 Chainz, YG, and one of them Migos niggas.
I'm only saying it's Quavo because that's around the time where he started like branching off and doing
By
his own
himself.
thing,
He
and
very
like,
well could've been.
the year after or like 2 years after that, he was like
Yeah.
the single artist.
Right.
You know, they all did they solo shit,
Right,
but
yeah, now
Quavo
at
was the
this
one that
point.
became like
The
known
first
for
one, yeah.
right, like he was the hook
No, that's
man.
real shit. Yeah. What's your favorite?
Christ conscious, Joey Badass,
Okay.
definitely. Like
What was
just,
it? What was it for you? For that video?
I mean, the video itself, like just walking through Brooklyn, just rapping, you know, like he's got like this clean ass fit, but it's New York as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's got his hair picked out, he's just chilling. But then there's like the visual effects and shit in the video depicting and like showing as he's like ascending through the song and ascending through the topics in the song, the world's like breaking apart
Yeah.
and dissolving into exactly what he's referring to.
Right.
So like it was a really cool, like it was like cinematography versus videography.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they made it like a short film.
Yeah, they made it theatrical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a theatrical music video. It
Yeah,
ain't
no,
even
I'm
gotta
glad-
be about shit.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm glad you asked me. You know, who put-
Like any of the 90s videos where it was like a whole ass storyline, like the song's like 4 minutes, but the video is like 15. Like
yeah, those were crazy, weren't they?
Be like,
long
oh,
ass
these
video
niggas
for
literally made like movies.
a movie, yeah. But that's how, like, I mean, that's why Thriller was such a big hit, right? We was talking about Mike Jack and Prince off camera earlier, but that's why
Yeah.
Thriller was such a event,
Yeah.
because they made like a whole film out of this moment in music, which is now just become its own thing, right?
Michael Jackson had some crazy fucking videos.
Yeah, he did, for sure. For sure. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I seen a video, like, videos became different for me after I seen this Riff Raff video called Jose Canseco.
I'm gonna have to look it up because Riff Raff is a hell of a character.
Bro, I love Riff Raff. That's like one of my guilty pleasures is Riff Raff. I love Riff Raff, bro. But yeah, it was this video he had called Jose Canseco, and he's literally just in a chair in the video, but they just got these dope ass angles on them. They keep swapping the angles as the beat changes, and I'm like, damn, like you could really just
Very
make a video,
simple, but
yeah.
very, very tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lighting's cool. Like, it has cool lighting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's doing cool rapper shit. You know, Riff Raff got hella jewelry and shit, so he's got but he's just in the chair, and they just got different angles on him, and he's going crazy, and it's hard.
But honestly, like, all right, so that brings up the next point. Simplicity can be all the beauty that something needs.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, that's something I've been trying to tell myself here lately when I'm writing songs and shit. Like, instead of having a bunch of crazy stuff as filler in the background and, like, making as much cloud in your fucking layers as you can, just, like, the vocals, the beat,
Yeah.
strategically placed ad-libs, you know,
Yep.
like stuff for emphasis or stuff for enunciation.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, leave it to its raw inflections and tonality, so that way you can just hear it as it's recorded.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's very simple, but when you start thinking about shit too complex, it's real easy to kind of like become a runaway train of thought with it.
Yeah. No, for sure. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chats, everybody viewed in.
Appreciate y'all. Thanks
Yeah,
for
man.
popping up.
For sure, for sure. Now, so we got into the IEP. When you say IEP, it almost sounds like a university. IEP. It's diagnosis, maybe. I don't know. We just got into the IEP. What else we wanted to touch on after that? So you said that was 2020. That was the year of you digging in, just
Yeah.
kind of finding yourself.
That was the first time I feel like I found the gas pedal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where it was just like, all right, I'm focused. I'm going to work on doing this stuff. Like, if I wasn't recording in one place, I was recording somewhere else.
Right.
You know, I was literally always writing or rehearsing or reciting.
You was really in your cocoon. You was really sharpening your sword.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. But you know what? That brings up like the mental health topic about 2020, where if you think about it, the world's introverts are what used to be the extroverts, and the world's extroverts are who used to be the introverts. Because everybody got forced to look into themselves. So everybody that did the self-work already or had started to, you know, you were a little bit more mentally prepared for being alone with yourself.
Ooh, damn. I like that. Yeah, you're right.
But if you had only sought validation outside of yourself,
Wow.
you had a motherfucker to deal with.
Goddamn, that's
because
deep.
you didn't know yourself. So
That's
you just
goddamn deep.
you stuck 24 hours a day, some people for like 3-4 years, staring at just your ugly ass mug in the mirror every day.
Yeah, man.
Maybe your wife and your kids, or maybe your dog, or maybe your cat, whatever the fuck you got at home. But like,
Walrus.
you were stuck staring at yourself
Yeah.
all fucking day.
Yeah, you had to deal with yourself.
You know what I mean? And the way that isolates a person, like, of course there's a mental health crisis. Of course
Damn,
there is.
yeah, no, that's real shit, bro.
People were acting loose and wild and all this wild shit going on because they ain't never looked at themselves. They didn't like what they saw.
They didn't like what they saw. Goddamn.
And so they took it out on society because everybody else in society was doing the same shit. So of course everybody's a crash out. Of course everybody's out here being fucking wild and evil because you had 3 years of realizing everything that
Self-reflection.
people didn't do for you, or
Yeah.
how much you did for people, or
How much you didn't do for people.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the lethal one.
Ooh.
When you start seeing what you
Like,
didn't
damn, I'm
do,
really a piece of shit.
like not even in a positive way, but when you start looking at what you didn't do, if you don't know how to unpack that, I don't know what to tell you.
Goddamn, I'm a piece of shit.
I don't know what to tell you, man. If you can't deal with yourself when all the lights go out and the people walk away,
Yeah,
your phone done died,
yeah.
your electricity out, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Whatever reason you can't deal with anything but yourself, if you're not prepared, it's going to conquer you. And then you're going to have to learn how to conquer it. And that's a tough battle because you're dealing with your worst enemy, yourself.
You already went through that fight. You already fought your demons, and you ain't. That's something you don't have to worry about. And that's what you said. Like, that's the thing about being an introvert. Like, you've had that time.
Exactly.
Alone and
you're constantly doing it.
Yeah.
Because you're
intentionally
used to
or
be
unintentionally,
isolated.
consciously or
you know what I mean, like
subconsciously. Yeah.
Especially if you're an introvert that's a people pleaser. If you're an introvert that requires external validation but doesn't have the right facilities to do so, whether it's access or opportunity, or maybe you just have a motherfucker level of anxiety. If you are already used to self-isolating and self-diagnosing and self-coping and shit like that self-sufficiency does a lot, even in a dark space.
Yeah.
Because you're used to it. So being singled out doesn't affect you as much because you always are singled out.
Yeah, that's where
whether
that's
it's
where
how
already...
you perceive or it's what's been done to you.
Right.
So, of course, there's a mental health crisis. I ain't laughing at the side effects, but everybody asking questions about what's going on in the world is because the world saw itself.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I like that. I'm going to take that with me for sure. That's real shit. But yeah, so we jumped out of you were able to get the IEP out of that experience. Some people weren't able to get anything out of that experience. Some people didn't get what they want.
Out of that year came Local Loser, Hidden Gems, the IEP, the UEP, a handful of singles and stuff that just kind of got sprinkled between. Mm-hmm. And then the first song of the next year that was recorded was Locked In, which actually we could play that one next if you got it up. Yeah. But that was the first song where I had like just kind of like unashamedly stepped out like, all right, I'm standing on business for myself.
Yeah. So the next one that came was Locked In?
Yeah.
All right, so this is Locked In by Wvlf Jones, streaming everywhere. And that's Wvlf Jones.
Appreciate everybody.
Ooh.
My fingers just like infinitely cracked, man.
What is that from? It's like not good. You're gonna have arthritis.
Whipping, man.
You're gonna have arthritis when you turn into an old person.
I already fucking know.
That's my biggest fear about cracking my knuckles. My grams and them scared the hell out of me with that shit. We're gonna get into this for sure. Hold on. Gonna get into this Locked In for y'all. That's why I ain't never cracked my knuckles. Maybe we'll get into this.
I mean, you could always like pull your fingers and it does the same effect.
I ain't doing none of it.
It said, nigga, fuck that song.
You don't want to hear it? It's too powerful. They usually work. If y'all get a chance, make sure y'all stream my man Wvlf Jones, man.
Appreciate everybody watching.
Y'all know that's how we get them dollars.
I can't see the comments, but how's everybody doing?
Yeah. Wolf.
There we go.
Produced by Gems, my nigga. You already know. You might catch me riding around with a solo cup. I never gave a motherfuck shit. I just from patience. Niggas on the rise, but as of late, I'm feeling stuck. Trying to dodge the sticks and hockey pucks. Guess I'm riding off luck till the end. The nigga gaming with the Matrix. I'm a god, bitch, don't call me baby. I've lived life through a couple phases. Making diamonds, but I'm feeling jaded. I done experienced trees and the reason I'm seeking my time. Niggas thinking they slick, but water down how they shine. It seems to me the trust is given too loosely. I'd rather start power, faith, and blast Lil Boosie. Accuse me of being inconsistent cause I'm choosy. I tend to disappear, then I'm back up on my bully. This imperial status, I'm never seeking to flatter. I'm simply battered and fishy, I'm taking all chips with me. Life a trip, I'm just trying to find my own damn Whitney. Ride slow around the Jakes, I hope they don't fuck with me. My niggas kings, ain't no time for peons. Contemplate my own fate and what's the great beyond. Till then go strong, never know the end of your song. We ain't got long, might be the first to bomb, still carry on. But check out this little crown I don, bitch. Yeah, highs and lows, when my tie keep going to turn around. river keep flowing out drop. Know that I be popping, bitch, I'm finna stay on top of shit, I'm narrowing. I think my sight's locked. Highs and lows, no more tie, keep going. Eternal river keep flowing out drop. Know that I be popping, bitch, I'm finna stay on top of shit, I'm narrowing. I think my sight's locked. Highs and lows, no more tie, going. Eternal river keep flowing out drop. Know that I be popping, bitch. Finna stay on top of shit. Yeah, narrowing. I think my sight's locked. Narrowing. I think my sight's locked. Yeah. Highs and lows, no more tie. Eternal river keep keep popping, bitch. Finna stay on top of shit.
Hell yeah. That was Locked In by Wvlf Jones. Streaming on everywhere you stream your music. And I want to get into this unreleased joint you sent me.
All right, bet. This the most recently recorded shit. I did a little snippet online, like the first 45 seconds, kind of gauge interest, and people have really been fucking with it.
Yeah.
So I specifically recorded it because I told you when we booked this, I was just like, bro, I gotta have something for you.
Right.
Like I gotta make sure that I have something to show you other than just what's up.
Yeah.
And so I went, I did it. It was specifically made with the intention of being here tonight.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
Marley State of Mind exclusive.
absolutely.
Mandate of Heaven from Wvlf Jones. This is not streaming everywhere, but coming to a streaming platform near you here shortly. Never fails. I don't know how it goes from one to the other.
Spiritual warfare crazy.
Spiritual warfare is crazy.
No, I'm not a god, but yes, there is one on my side. Ain't worry about a thing because I know the Lord provides. All this drama, trauma, hella conflict I've survived. Reminds me of the reason I put meaning in my rhymes. Smoke a little something as I get ready to drive. All my demons out, a different type of exercise. Taking steps daily, maybe feeling getting tired. The size of my foundation could break a branding device. I don't take advice, most perspectives ain't in line. Stay and pray, double vice becomes the spirit guides. Look the devil in the eyes and told that bitch he couldn't have me. I still feel as if some of my friends were trying to trap me. Reality, a bitch, my conscience was been eating at me. Baton Rouge, Houston, ATO, and then Manhattan. Sorry, had to take some time, I had to sit and map it. These dirt roads are nasty work if you ain't gaining traction. I'm never slipping, that may trip when bitches jump conclusions. Dichotomy, disillusion, detect the dastardly. Push them all out of my orbit, field of gravity. Addressing tragedies, none of these bastards had to see. You know it's harder to cap when the truth needs a squeeze. My memories break identities off their petty themes. Your narrative looking shaky, it's just the way it seems. A couple things I could say, the betrayal's too obscene. Betrayal fraying my patience, but still I'm skating clean. They say they better than who, nigga? The fuck you mean? History could give a lesson on who's slaving king. Predators seeking prey, so my nigga pray for me. I resonated when Kendrick said that he's loving peace. I'm postured for an necropolis as they frying grease. Socratic talks with my posse, most folks ain't on the team. The fire built up the pressure, watch as we pick up steam. A nigga destined for blessings, and that's by any means. I'm not a god, but yes, a lot of niggas worship me. Just a proactive seed, designing dynasties. Dynamics, hella sound, here are opportunities. Yeah,
Marley State of Mind exclusive.
Gotta get real wild.
I guess my greatest enemy is myself. I'm often selfless, helping hella faces that did me wrong. Was feeling helpless, I've ignited hella sparks in my time. Still I'm gaslighted like I'm at the end and not in my prime. I must rewrite it, your divisive rhetoric can speak a vow against my name. I'm empowered by experience where most you niggas cave. Trying to pick me up a whip, cause most of my life I felt enslaved. I've been trying to talk with God, at times I'll let the line just ring. That's foolish and I know it, but I'll never walk in shame. I'm recovering from times where I pick dames instead of change. She gon' fuck a nigga just because he's got some local fame. Succubusses get no trust, but I still lay with them the same. I sold my oat, she raised the temperature, thick-headed from the range. It's way too early, bitch. She thinks she know me, but honestly only heard her shit. I heard a rumor I was serving, flipping, working shit. A nigga didn't have a job and had to babysit, but that relationship was flawed and still it makes me sick. Life lessons learned through trauma left me well equipped. I can suffer for a cause, I guess I'm used to shit. I can fuck with anything except a stupid bitch. We all got like 24, so what'd you do with it? Manifestation and my ego like a stripper clip. It's not much, but it depends on how I'm using it. High caliber, and this is for these missions, nigga. My point's precise, so it's co-witness or get hit, my nigga. I've got my ducks all in a row, shit, I be flowing, nigga. Sharks trying to swim, but I take off and they look lost, my nigga. Ever since that nigga died, been feeling off, my nigga. Sentiments, we're passing time, been feeling soft, my nigga. God body, but the devil like a stalker, nigga. Yeah, Wvlf Jones. Mandate of heaven, mandate of heaven. Yeah, yeah, the mandate of heaven. Yeah, yeah, the mandate of heaven. Yeah, yeah, the mandate of heaven. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Marley State of Mind exclusive.
I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Whenever I recorded that one, I felt fucking light. Like, I felt fucking lighter.
You need to get that off your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like a bunch of pent up shit.
Yeah.
And so, like, moving forward from this song, I'm pretty much just kind of calling each project like the therapy tapes, basically. Like, you know how sometimes you like name a period of art or like a point of music. Like, I think I'm gonna call this shit like the therapy tapes, because I'm really just kind of like diving into myself and just like publicly writing about the process to feeling better.
Yeah.
A lot of traumatic shit has been like the source material in the past, so
Yeah.
it's like, let me work through and not be as constrained by it.
Do you find that you work or you create the best whenever you have like those traumatic experiences going on? Is that your most creative space?
I'd say more so because like I don't really talk to anybody. Like, everybody can talk to me about their problems, and that's pretty well known. But I don't divulge shit to nobody. Like, you got to be like in a like S tier bracket minimum, and I still like, you gonna have to pull that shit out of me, because I'll solve it myself. I caused it myself. I'll be accountable for it by myself. But the process of reaching awareness, acknowledgement, digestion, deflection, understanding, you know what I mean? Like, by the time you actually get to the point of acceptance, that's where you're like, all right, well, it's not that deep to talk about it. But if you stay stuck in any one of those steps, it's going to take you a little while extra.
Yeah, to let it out.
Yeah. And so,
For sure.
I don't know, like, mental health, it's not like a theme or like a topic or like a trend thing. It's more of just
Sounds like it's important to you though.
yeah.
Sounds like is it the awareness of mental health?
Yes. Absolutely, yes.
Because for a long time, I think it's been ignored throughout mainstream history. Like more recently, it seems like something that's come to the forefront. But a lot of times, we would brush things off prior to.
You be told to fight through it, or you be told to be bigger than it.
Yeah.
No matter what it actually was, you just be told like, "Hey, swallow that shit."
Yeah.
Pause, and then just kind of
especially men, right?
literally just be like, "Well, suck it up." Like, you ain't have to be crying about it, or you're a man or you're a boy. Don't fucking worry about it.
Yeah.
But that removes the ability to address the base issue.
Underlying issue. Yeah.
Right.
And then it manifests itself in terrible ways.
Exactly.
It may manifest itself in a relationship, and you can't realize why you can't maintain relationships.
Exactly.
Because you have some self work to do that you've never done.
Well, see, and that right there, I got a whole project about that shit, man.
About relationships?
Yes. I got like one or two different ones where it's just like talking about my experiences and my failures and my successes, but more so just like putting up the transparent page of, this is how you avoid doing this shit, or this is why this shit happens, and if you don't understand and accept that truth, you're going to keep lying to yourself each time, you know, or like understanding that everybody has a type, or understanding that everybody has like a set core value that they're just not going to float away from. And it doesn't have to be a good value, but just what you choose to value.
Right, yeah.
you know, and you got to be more aware of that, of yourself, to find what you need in someone else.
Do you think you're in that space that you're aware?
I feel like I'm like vastly aware, but not totally. There's always shit to learn. There's always
Yeah.
like, I'd be a straight fucking liar if I said I understand completely what I want and need right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm getting close to understanding like the things needed to get closer to that point.
Yeah, that's
If that
powerful.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
You know what you need to do to get there.
right. Like I see the
The
see
road
the
isn't
road in front
blurry.
of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got the GPS now.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's still a long stretch, but I can see clearly.
Yeah.
So definitely that's the point.
Oh hell yeah, man. So definitely appreciate you coming down here and joining us, taking us on a journey. What you got coming up? What can we expect for you to drop next for the people?
So there's a couple more songs that I want to get recorded. I don't know if I'm gonna do singles or if I'm gonna do a project. I know I definitely want to get some more like attention and visuals and like actually do a proper rollout for the one we just played. And just like focus on being a better artist, being more of a consistent artist. You know, I've fallen into a point with myself where it's like, if you go and take the title, you have to hold the responsibility.
Yeah.
So like, I can't call myself an entrepreneur anymore because I haven't been pushing Mood Season, I haven't been pushing Crash Market, I haven't been pushing.
Man, we ain't
Wvlf
even getting
Jones.
to the merch.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also can't say that I'm fully an artist because although the skills are there, the consistency and the due diligence needed to maintain that. Like you're always an artist if you create art.
Yeah.
But to maintain the title and reputation and awareness of the fact you do it,
Yeah.
you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You know, and so even if that's just like consistently writing or consistently recording or just something to keep sharpening your iron, and you'll never fail yourself.
So consistency is what's going to be key for you
Yes.
moving forward.
Yes. I am characteristically inconsistent, man.
Yeah.
Like I'll stick to my point. I'll stick to my values. You might not see
You're
me in 8 months.
consistently inconsistent.
Literally, like I'm a fucking ghost, bro. Like
Yeah.
you dead ass might not see me for weeks, months. I ain't gonna let it get to years, but I just know myself. Like I get stuck in like my thought process, or I get stuck working on whatever area,
Yeah.
and then I look back and it's been like 9 months, a year, whatever the fuck. Like there's
Yeah.
people probably popping in this shit right now that I haven't spoken to in like damn near a year, and it's not because there's any animosity. It's just
Working on yourself.
I have no awareness of time.
Yeah.
I have no awareness of time, bro.
Yeah.
So
Let's touch on the merch a little bit before we get up out of here. Now, I know you said you went to school for graphics. You were in all that. Was that kind of your play into the merch?
So again, like being a sketch artist, like a visual
Yeah, yep.
artist, I'd always done like designs and artwork and shit like that. But how I actually got into it is I'd always wanted to start a clothing brand. And I had a bunch of different ideas. There was one that was going to be called like Rosary Kid, and then I gave that up. And I started working on one called Chill, but I only ever made like a black and white and a white and black bucket hat. And I gave the other one to my homie, but we never went any further with it. And at that time, I was literally just using like, you know how you can go on like a site and create the design for a t-shirt and they'll make it for you. I'd use that, screenshot it, vectorize it, and then use that design.
Okay.
Excuse me. And that's before like I understood how to use like design software. So I was like, well shit, here's the structure. So I'm gonna make this design. It's made by me.
Yeah.
So it's my shit.
Yeah, it's your design. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I ended up going to school for 2 semesters. I ended up bailing out because I fucking hated my surroundings and I wasn't learning what I felt I was needing to learn. So I just didn't apply myself.
Right.
But I went for fashion design and merchandising and they fucked my classes up. I mean, like, first semester I got like senior year classes and shit. And like my first class of college, I was 15 minutes late for because they had just accepted me and printed my schedule. And they said, oh yeah, your class is now.
Were you able to take anything from those experiences?
I was. I learned a lot about like textiles. I learned a lot about pattern making. I learned a lot about like the actual materials and like fabric science behind clothing, like why they choose to do certain shit. And that was valuable. I met some cool ass people that I'm still cool with at this point. You know, one of them, he literally is like MMA fighting like a motherfucker. This man is insane. But he was going to school to be a shoe designer. And so every time I see him, I'm just like, this motherfucker gonna be like the next like John Jones,
Yeah.
and then come out with like an Adidas collab.
Yeah.
Guarantee you. And I don't know, like it was just cool meeting the people. That time period is when I met a lot of the folks around town that were into music, because I'd bail on class and go write raps or some shit, or I'd be listening to beats or listening to like 90s shit or whatever the fuck was coming out in the 2010s. And like I said, like I bailed out because it's like my classmates would be like 300 deep. There'd be 5 dudes. It was just me and my boy that, like, you know what I mean? Like it was only like 2 niggas in class for real.
Yeah.
And everybody else was talking about coming from like Manhattan, and like their mom's the manager at H&M, and they've always had an eye towards fashion and shit. And I'm just sitting here like, all right, but like your presentation was about a sock bun. You know what I mean? Like
You're not even built for this, for real.
shit,
Yeah.
right? Like you're not gonna contribute shit, and I'm not learning shit from hearing it.
Right.
And so I just bailed on class, like, all right, fuck this shit. I still got my textiles book. I still got all the swatches and shit, but I look at it like, you went for what? All to later down the line, get into graphic design, and then from that get into merch, and from that get into clothing. And so it was just like a weird, like, full circle moment.
It sounded like it was necessary, though.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, But it was kind of funny because it was just like, damn, I went to fashion school. I should have gone for graphic design. I learned graphic design just to end up back in fashion. And so, I don't know. I'm going to get some new stuff going for mood season. I think I'm going to let the other ones sit for a while so I can put actual attention towards one thing and let it grow, let it build, let it do what it needs to do. And then I can divide my attention. But if you put 3 projects in front of your face, you can only give 33% of that effort to each one.
Or give 50% to one and
exactly
22% to the other.
Like to be truly balanced, you're only giving it a third of the time it needs.
Yeah.
So with that, it's like I'm shelving a lot of the stuff I had planned, but all that attention and investment, et cetera, is going to go into doing like higher quality goods, having more inventory, making sure that it's a consistent brand versus I change the logo every couple months or some shit.
Back again to the consistency.
Right. Like building brand awareness and building a solid reputation for the quality received. Because what a lot of people fail to realize when it comes to like marketing anything, it's not the cost, it's not the item, it's the value in the experience. Mm-hmm. So if you focus on customer experience, if you focus on your rapport with the community, if you focus on like if you go and do the cricket shirt, cool, but sell it as a cricket shirt. Don't try to boost that bitch for like $60 when you could have got a bunch of shirts screen printed or something, and then the shirt could be $40, $50, $60, right, but it's because the bitch is going to last. Right, like it's going to last. You put 100 washes on that cricket shirt, it's coming off.
Right.
Unless you overbake it, and then you probably burnt the clothes.
Yeah.
So it's little shit like that, like putting the intention into the brand.
Attention to detail.
Exactly.
What's where can people view your merch and view the brand now? What's the best platform for them to get a hold of you on that?
I mean, for real, I've got all of it kind of shut down at the moment, but www.moodseason.com, MUDESZN.
Yes, sir.
I got the site down right now, but there's more stuff that's going to be coming to it.
Hell yeah.
So probably try to focus on this coming winter or going into spring. And I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
Make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Now, you got any shows upcoming?
Nah, I'm taking a little bit of time off to focus on recording and writing and planning out, again, like merch and campaigning for that.
Okay.
Just because, like, I get tired, man. I'm not a people person.
Yeah. Like, do you find you got to put a lot of effort into trying to do the things that's required of you at shows, like not the performing aspect, but everything outside of that?
Like lingering around for sure. Like once I've already performed, like I'm the artist that's gonna stay and watch everybody if I can.
Yeah,
That's just courtesy. That's like base respect.
100%.
If they on the bill, you watch them.
Right.
But at the same note, like I be tired as fuck. I don't really like being around a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know, like what am I going to do? Stay and drink and get fucked up, and now I'm cross-eyed and talking to somebody that's telling me their whole life story, don't even
Right.
know my name, like.
Yeah.
And there's
you're
nothing,
not
there's
able
nothing
to give
wrong with
people.
that, but
You're
that's
not,
a
you're
lot
not
of
able to
emotional
give,
room.
and you're not able to give people the best version of yourself either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because you're not focused. You focus on getting the fuck out of there, or you're focused on having a good time, but you're not focused on having meaningful conversations. And if you are, it's going to get interrupted by someone with like small talk or some shit.
Right.
So it's just kind of chaotic in general.
So you're just taking time to focus on the art right now.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Because, I don't know, it needs the attention.
Yeah.
How can I expect anybody to listen to my shit if I don't record shit?
If you're not giving it the attention it deserves.
Right. You
Right.
know, and when it comes to clothing, like how am I supposed to have people wanting to wear shit if I don't wear it?
Right.
Or if I don't invest in it, or if I don't bring something new of interest?
Right.
All right, cool. The same hoodie from like 8 months ago is up. That's cool, but I know I can get it. Versus, all right, well, here's this item. There's only this many. I'm shipping them direct. You know, like focusing on the packaging and the experience of it versus a cold sale of like print on demand. It's just kind of up there. So buy it when you feel like it.
Right.
Which, knowing myself and the type of shopper I am, I'll have the tab open for a year. Doesn't mean I'm buying that bitch yet.
Right.
You know? And there's value in that, but you gotta make sure to not be like a ladder salesman. Like, don't be a ladder salesman. Nobody buys a second ladder.
Yeah.
You know, but also make sure it's a quality one. You know what I mean? If you're going to be a ladder salesman, make sure the bitch is going to hold up
Make
all
sure
that
you got the
damn
best
time.
ladders, yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword of providing value versus providing the feeling of necessity.
Yeah.
Like, what does it add? What does it do for them?
Is it adding to the culture?
Right.
Yeah.
Or is it just a stagnant item that...
Or is it just a moment in time?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but same could be said for music.
100%.
A lot could be said for music.
Yeah.
But definitely that. You know? So I guess that's a full circle one too, which is everywhere it applies. If you focus on the value, the experience, and the intention, then it'll gain the attention. But if you don't give the attention to it, no one's going to have the intent to buy.
Damn, that's a bar. It's a bar in there somewhere. For sure. Well, damn, bro, I appreciate you coming out here to join us.
Of course,
I'm down here at a Bunch of Bulls Studios on a Marley State of Mind podcast, the world's dopest podcast. Tell the people one more time, how can they get a hold of you if they want features, producers want to send you beats? If the people just want to say what's up to you, how can they get a hold of you?
Honestly, I'm most active on like Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. It's at Wvlf Jones, Wvlf Jones. Every single platform, from Twitter to motherfucking Reddit, I'm on there. So
Yes, sir.
whichever way you feel like reaching out, I'll get back to you.
Yeah, make sure y'all reach out to that, man. Any producers, you got them beats, send them through. You know, we love that shit. But until next time, we'll see y'all next Saturday with another fresh episode of Marley State of Mind podcast down here at Bunch of Bull Studio. But until then, we out of here. Peace.